the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. Oh, what's up, guys? Today, we got all these parts off this old engine. We're going to take them all and clean them up. All wheat, greasy, nasty. Then we got to apply them all to this other engine over here that actually runs. And then we're going to slap it back in that boat. Go have some summer fun. You want to come? Let's get you inside. got a gasket scraper for the manifold, the exhaust manifold. I got some thread markers to come out. I got it very nice. Got one of these fancy type scrapers. Let's see how that does for the bearings as well. And I got a seal puller for this front seal. So what I do? There it is. So anyway, let's check that seal. Here's a seal, National Seal 3945. Probably pretty standard. And it looks to be perfect. The ends are there. And here's the balancer. And it looks perfect on there. So let's just go ahead and get that done so we get that balancer on there. And then we'll move on to something else.
But I will tell you, at least from the recording and reading some of the excerpts of the transcript, Scotty seemed to bring some game.
Turned that into shrapnel, but got it out. Let's get the new one in.
So we got the harmonic balancer on there and got the pulley on there. There was something I noticed though, and I think that harmonic balancer might be, the ring might have slipped around and explained something because the timing marks were different on location. The counterweight and the key were in the exact same location, but the timing mark were off. I don't know whether it was that the tab may be different on the timing cover. Maybe set in a different location, and that very well could be the case, but it doesn't look like it looking at that timing cover. So I am thinking that outer ring on that balancer right there had moved around. You see that timing mark. I'm pretty sure that ring has slipped. But we'll find out, because it was off time whenever I set it using that mark. That's why I said it explains a lot. But anyway, on to the next thing. We're gonna get this, the oil cooler adapter. We gotta switch it out to this one from the boat and hook it all up to this power steering cooler and all this. So that's task next. Here we go. I got all that changed out. This is a remote oil filter mount. Goes down, goes through the oil cooler right here. Oil and power steering cooler, sorry. Recirculates back through the, and this one's got the check valve in it for the boat. And then I got the cap on the bottom. This goes to power steering right here. And so does this. This is the drain in. This is the pressure feed out, I think. One or the other, whichever. And then the coolant line comes from the pump around, up, and into the water cross over there. So that's probably the biggest thing we had left to do, is to get all that hooked up. And now we're gonna move on to the alternator and power steering pump. Get that mounted on there. I lied to y'all. We're gonna do the flywheel. Take this flex plate off and put that flywheel on and get that engine coupler on and get the bell housing on, so that we don't have to worry about crushing this oil pan anymore when we get this chain off, and let this engine sit here so we can dress the top of it. So that's what we're gonna do next. Alright, so here's where we are. We just got done. We had to chase all of these exhaust manifold bolt holes. because apparently this thing had been sitting outside and they were just all full of trash and rust and nonsense. So we got all those cleaned out and chased with the tap. And then the next issue was all these little brass plugs everywhere. We got one here in this intake. Gotta do something about that, but I'll probably just end up putting that EGR back on there just to run it. Then we had one here, and then you can barely see it. I don't even know if you can see it, but you might be able to. Let me see if I can get a good angle. Let's see. You can't really see it, but there's one in the side of that head down there. And we had to change that one to get this manifold on. It is the same one on this side that is right. Well, I said it was. There it is, right there. That one right there. And it had a temperature centimeter in it, so. But we got the wrong length oil filter here for this thing too. But I think I can take this off, put the oil filter on, and put this back on. And I think it'll fit once it's on. So we'll see about that. And then I gotta get it back in time. Make sure that my electrical connections are all right as far as the hot and the positive start, all that nonsense. Get the gas hooked up, get the battery hooked up. And we should be able to test fire this thing and run it here on this stand today. Hey, get out of there, knucklehead. So well, let's just get after it. How about that? Got this thing set up and to draw water fuel, and let's just run it. Let's see what happens. He went through that tub super fast.